President Trump tonight relishing his power to pardon.
I love doing it.
But for now, holding back on granting clemency to his longtime ally, Roger Stone.
And Roger's definitely a character. I'm following this very closely, and I want to see it play out.
At a commencement in Las Vegas celebrating second chances, the president congratulating former inmates moving on from the justice system, while complaining about a lack of fairness for his friend.
How can you have a jury pool tainted so badly? It's not fair. It's not fair. And you know, it's not happening to a lot of other people.
In fact, the judge today praised the jurors for their integrity. Still, President Trump's attacking Stone's conviction.
They say he lied. But other people lied too. Just to mention, Comey lied. McCabe lied. You don't know who these people are? Just trust me, they all lied.
Within hours of today's sentence, Stone's longtime friend appealing directly to the president to use the power of the pardon to right this horrible wrong. Lindsey Graham defending President Trump's legal authority to review the case, with top Democrat Adam Schiff arguing a pardon would be a breathtaking act of corruption. Also tonight, the president facing new backlash after naming another combative political ally as the nation's spy chief. Rick Grenell, the U.S. ambassador to Germany and a fierce Trump advocate, now acting director of national intelligence, overseeing the CIA and 16 other agencies. Democrats questioning his lack of intelligence experience. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi arguing Grenell's sole qualification is his absolute loyalty to the president. And tonight, the New York Times is reporting that intelligence officials briefed lawmakers that Russia is interfering in the 2020 campaign to try to get President Trump reelected. The Times says the president was so upset about that briefing, worried Democrats would use it against him, that he pushed out the last director of national intelligence.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here. And click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.